Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I have a special story for you today. It is the legend of Lao Tzu and the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu was a man. The Tao Te Ching is a book that is attributed to him writing it. And here is the symbol for Taoism: night and day, with a little drop of light and a little drop of night. This is the legend of Lao Tzu, who may or may not have been born, who may or may not have founded Taoism, one of the greatest religions in the world, and who may or may have not written one of the greatest books of wisdom in the world, the Tao Te Ching, or the Way of Heaven. Some say that Lao Tzu was born in 604 BC in the village of Chuzhen, in the country of Guang, in the kingdom of Chu in ancient China. Lao Tzu was born, and they say that dragons came and blessed his birth. His name, Lao Tzu, was not what he was born with, but he was given that name. And it means the old wise one. Now, this old wise one knew so much. He observed all the animals and how they moved and how they treated each other. He also observed the heavens, the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, and how everything worked together, their movement and their harmony. And that was the basis of what his observations were. He also observed human beings and how they told the truth and when they didn't tell the truth. In fact, he was very independent. He loved his freedom, and he didn't feel that being rich or wealthy was wise. So it is said that one day Lao Tzu was traveling on his donkey when a messenger from the emperor came up to him and said, "Oh, sir, the emperor has heard about your great wisdom and wants you to be part of his royal court." Well, Lao Tzu was very polite, they say, but he declared, "Why would I want to go to court when now I can do whatever I please? I can ride my donkey, I can go fishing, I can do whatever I want. But would I be able to do that when I was living in court?" Well, the messenger could not reply to that. And so after he left, it is said that Lao Tzu washed his ears furiously and washed his donkey's ears. He said, "Any words from the court will harm us, and we will wash this away, because we know to be political is to be in the heart of conflict." But eventually, Lao Tzu did become a palace secretary in the Chinese imperial capital at Luoyang, and then astrologer and keeper of the archives for the court of Chu. We saw that the country needed him more than his thought of freedom. Some people consider Lao Tzu the greatest teacher of all time. He had many disciples, and he said, "The truth that can be told is not the real truth. The truth that can be told becomes uniquely immediately untruth. See his disciples? Now, long after he had been living in the palace, he decided, it is time for me to go. And he left. He left through the main gate, and then he came to a pass. This pass was called the Hanku Pass. And the guard at the pass recognized him because he was one of Lao Tzu's disciples. And he said to Lao Tzu, "Oh, Lao Tzu, I cannot let you pass until you please write down all of the good thoughts that you had for all of mankind. I will let you pass then. Please, noble sir, will you please write down your wisdom?" So you can see, here they are at the pass. And so for 3 days, Lao Tzu sat at the Hanku Pass and wrote what is now called the Tao Te Ching, one of the greatest books of all time. It is said that Lao Tzu gave the Tao Te Ching to Yin Si to help humanity live according to the way of heaven, and then Lao Tzu departed. Now, the Tao Te Ching consists of 81 verses. And I'm going to read some of those verses to you. I won't read all 81. This one is excellent. The very best. The very best are like water. They benefit all things without trying to. They are content with low places that others dislike. That is why water is so near to heaven's way. The very best in their homes love simplicity. In their hearts, love is what is deep. In their words, love is what is true. In friendship, love is gentle. The very best in the world love what is peaceful. In government, they love what is orderly. In deeds, they love what is right. In actions, they love what is timely. It is because they do not compete with others that they are all loved by all. The very best. So, here's one about knowing. Without leaving one's door, the wise one knows everything under heaven. Without looking out their window, they know the way of heaven. For the farther one travels, the less one knows. Therefore, the wise one arrives without going, sees heaven without looking, does nothing, yet achieves everything. Doesn't it seem like it is full of opposites? Ponder it. At first you think it might be conflicting, but after a long life, you will know that it is not conflicting. For me, it speaks so much wisdom. Here's one, be still. The dark in the root of the light. The still is the source of all motion. Though the wise one travels all day, he never leaves his heart. However beautiful the view, he stays serenely quiet. How foolish is a great lord who runs around like a fool, losing himself to all the world and the chance of heaven. Think about that one. This one's called Winners. The best charioteers don't rush ahead. The best fighters don't show their strength. The greatest leaders win without a fight. The richest salesmen act with great humility. This is the power that comes with not fighting. This is the way that heaven uses people. And this is the way to win. Not through fighting, right? Okay, a few more. Here's one of the world. The 5 colors confuse the eye. The 5 sounds deafen the ear. The 5 flavors spoil the taste. The 5 thoughts confuse the mind. The 5 wishes weaken the heart. Therefore, the wise one trusts his heart above the world, lets all things come and go, and focuses on heaven. One of my favorites, called Empty Space. 30 spokes put together make a wheel. And it's in the space where there is nothing that the usefulness of the wheel depends. Think about your bikes when you ride a bike. I'll say it again. 30 spokes put together make a wheel. But it's in the space where there is nothing that the usefulness of the wheel depends. Clay that's shaped will make a pot, but it's in the space where there is nothing that the usefulness of the pot depends. Wood that's cut will make a house, but it's in the space where there is nothing that the usefulness of the house depends. You could have 4 walls, but if the 4 walls are touching, Therefore, we should value not only what is, but also what is not. Just a couple more. Know yourself, this one is called. To know others is intelligence. To know yourself is wisdom. To conquer others is power. To conquer yourself is strength. To be content with yourself is to be rich. To be discontent with yourself, that is to be poor. Keep the essence of heaven inside yourself, and you will never die. It does not mean this body will never die. There's something else. I hope you can ponder that. Knowing. Here's another knowing. To know when you don't know is wise. To think you know when you don't know is not wise. Only when you see sickness as sickness can you become well. The wise one's way of curing sickness is to make people see what is what, and thus be completely cured. How timely for that one. Which brings me to, I always feel that when I read the Lao Ching, it was written yesterday. But no, it was written nearly 3,000 years ago. So the way of truth, for me, it is timeless. It does not matter what is spoken 5,000 years ago or today. It's relevant still. So for the last one from the Lao Ching, I'll read true words. True words are not fine sounding. Fine sounding words are not true. A good person doesn't prove by arguing, and he who argues isn't good. True wisdom comes not from much learning. Much learning means little wisdom. The wise one has few things, but he gives them away, and lo, he has more than before. When the last has been given away, they are have more than before. For heaven's way is to shape without force, and the wise person's way is to act without trying. It is said that when Lao Tzu observed all the movements of the animals in the heavens and earth, that's when he created Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a special movement. Imagine you have a ball of energy and you move that ball, never letting it drop, and you are always playing with it. I hope that you can discover playing with energy, which is Chi. Chi is energy. Play with the energy. Chi flows like the river. There's no harm in Chi when you let it flow. When you block the Chi and you don't let it flow, there's no movement. You let the Chi flow and follow the flow. I can only hope that you follow and learn how to identify, learn how to see, learn how to seek the flow, and be happy in what is given, and be happy when what is taken. So, there's if you know Tai Chi, they say this is the yang and this is the yin. And that's how you salute each other. So, happy day, happy life. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.